Good evening, North Carolina vinyl picker here. It's Sunday night, and it's time for the show. Tonight we got a lot of things to go over. We're going to go ahead and show you all the stuff that I found, and I found quite a bit. I've been real busy. Went to an antique mall, went to two antique malls actually, and we went to some thrift stores. So I'm also going to go over my top 5 shows with how many people viewed them, and then I'm going to rank them. And then we're also going to go ahead and talk about 5 more Psych albums. It seemed to be like the number 1 show was the Psych album. So yeah, we're going to do 5 more, and we'll see how this does. Seems to be a very popular topic. So let's get right into it. So I'd like to congratulate also the person who won the contest. That would be the Vinyl Policeman. He won the contest. I'm going to be sending out something to someone else, actually. He passed on it and said that he would like to go ahead and to send it to T-Cat. T-Cat's Deep Vinyl Tracks. So I need T-Cat to get a hold of me. I sent him a little message through one of his emails, or through, I'm sure, one of his shows. So if you just get a hold of Big Chief Vinyl at 57 at gmail.com. And you can get a hold of me, Big Chief Vinyl 57 at gmail.com. And then T-Cat, go ahead and get a hold of me, and I'll get your gift out to you. That's from the Vinyl Policeman. It was very nice for you to receive it. Let's see here. Let's get right into it. So I'll go ahead and go over my new finds real quick, and then we'll try to keep this under 20 minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and do a couple of little things here at the end, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. So I found some CDs while I was out there thrifting. And I found this at the GW. It's a minty fresh Michael Jackson for $1. So that was pretty cool. Found that. That's going to be passed on to somebody. Found this one here for $1. Joni Mitchell Hits. There's another one that's available. It's called Mrs., but I don't have that one. This one here I found at a antique mall, and it was only $1 on there. So I listened to it today in my truck, and it sounded great. Some really nice songs on there. I don't think I ever heard Chinese Cafe before, but that was one of the songs that was on there. And then I had this come in the mail. This is Trevor Raven. This is his latest CD. It's about 10 years now. It was before ARW. It's really good. It's got Tal Welkenfeld on here, and she's a bass player. She played with Jeff Beck. And then that's all of those. Oh, I'll show you this here. This is pretty special. I got this for $7 at the antique mall I went to the other day. And it's a copy of Sunshine of Your Love, the Cream. And then the following day, yesterday, I found something else that I'll share with you here in a few minutes. But that's pretty cool. A guy framed it and had a price of $7. He had Rolling Stones painted black. He had about 10 other ones on the wall. But I grabbed this one here. I like me some Cream. That was really great band there. So, Sunshine of Your Love. So that's pretty cool. I'll hang that up here in the music room. Then I went to, I found these. Now this is pretty cool. Now, anybody ever seen this before? This record here, Gigi. Now, if you look at Humma Gumma, look at the floor where David Gilmour is sitting, you'll see this record propped up against there. If you have an OG, if you have an older copy of Humma Gumma. Now, later on they redid the cover because they got sued or something because of this being on the floor. So they had to change the thing and put just a white cover down there for that record album. But if you get, I'm not sure if it's available, but you can find them on eBay or somewhere to get the Humma Gumma with the Gigi. But I'm going to collect these. I found a second one. I got one as a mono, one as a stereo. And, yeah, it was pretty cool. I hung them up over here by my Pink Floyd poster. I found this here. I knew this was there at the antique mall. It's Toriemma's Unrepentant Geraldine's. This album's about 10 years old. And I seen it there a couple months ago or weeks ago. And then I was looking on, I looked the album up on Discogs one day. I actually passed on this twice. So then yesterday I went down there and the album's still there. And he had $30 on it. And then it was 30% off of that. But this album goes for over $100 on if you can even find it. I think there's only 3 for sale in the whole United States. But yeah, it's not been released. It's probably not going to be re-released. But it's on CD too. I have a copy on CD, but I wanted the vinyl. I want to listen to this when I get done. And then I found this there for $6. And I love Jim Croce, but he makes me cry. He's pretty sentimental. His songs are really touching. But yeah, kind of melancholy. Kind of like Steven Wilson. But I love Jim Croce. Yeah, so I found those. Those are nice finds, nice pickups. And then I found, got a few more here. Hang with me here. Pirates of Penzance for $1. Here it is, Tony. I found this at the Goodwill here close by. I went in there one day and they had moved the rack to the back. I'm like, I walked in there because I talked about I said, it's right here by the counter. Everybody's in the way. You can't look at the records. You got people trying to bump into you with a cart. I said, why don't you just put it in the back with the books and by the bathroom in the back. So finally, after I complained 4 or 5 times, I went in there yesterday, I believe it was, and they moved it. They moved it all the way in the back. So now people won't see the records as much either. So maybe I'll get better. I'll get luckier. But this was a on my Grail list. I have all Linda Ronstadt's albums, just about. I'm missing a couple here and there. But I didn't have this one. Someone I read online about this. She did this Broadway show, I believe, The Pirates of Penzance, and there she is in all her glory there, Miss Linda Ronstadt. So now I got this double album, and this goes for a good amount of money, and I found it for $1. So you can't beat that. So put that in with my Linda Ronstadt now. And Cashman West. So I found Cashman West's their solo album they did together, and then they're the ones who produced Jim Croce, what I just showed you. So I found one day and one the next day. And this was $1 at the Goodwill. So this is their album from '73, and they're the ones who helped Jim Croce on all his records. So it's kind of like a twofer there. And then I saw this one there, the Wild Aces. This was $1, and that's on the Tower label. But that's Jane Fonda and Nancy Sinatra there on the cover. And I heard somebody say the other day in the vinyl community that there was actually 2 different albums. That there's one album had some songs, and this album had another bunch of songs. So I'm not real sure on that. But songs on here I don't really recognize. The people that are on here are members of the Hells Angels of Venice, California. Produced and directed by Roger Corman. Okay. Then I found this there for $1. You gotta love, if you're a person of a certain age, you're gonna know who Shana and I is. And now Bowser and the rest of them. And from the streets of New York, this was $1. That's on Kama Sutra label. And this is gonna be fun to listen to. So I'm looking forward to listening to that one. I'm gonna listen to that one. I like me some. I think they had a TV show in the '70s. And this is one of my Yes shirts I wore tonight. My daughter made me. She's currently in the Navy and she's forward deployed overseas. But yeah, so that's one of the ones she made me. She's made me 2 or 3 of them a few years back when I was going to see them. Okay, and I've got a few more here to go through. And these were all reasonably priced. I think these were like $3 or $4 a piece. A lot of ringware on here. But this is the Roxy Music, and this is Siren. And it's a very nice copy. Yeah, real nice copy. And this was probably the pick of the day. From yesterday, I got creamed Disraeli Gears. And I just found that 45. So there's another twofer. That's 2 twofers I had. Found one, and then I found something else that coincides with it. This got Strange Brew, Sunshine of Your Love. You know the album. You love the album. Everybody's got to have this album. So I was waiting to find me an OG, and I found me an OG. And it's got a lot of tape wear over here and tape over here and stuff, but the album is nice. The album is real nice. It's got a really nice, still got some luster to it for this album being as old as it is. What else did I find? Oh, here we go. Dragonfly. Jefferson Starship. I like this one here, and I like the one that's after this one, the red one, Red Octopus. Those are two albums that I grew up with. The other albums were 60s, and I was probably around 8 or 9, 10. But by the time I started listening to music, when I about a teenager, 12, between 10 and 13, somewhere in there, I was. This is right for me. This would have been 71, no 74 remaster, I guess. But right around there, and yeah, it's got Greg Chiquiso on there, and who I saw later on in Orlando by himself years later when he was on the Higher Octave or Windham Hill label, and he did all them great albums. I have all of those on the CD, but yeah, he's just incredible guitarist. And of course, it's got Slick and Cantner on here as well, and then the other guy there, the one who sings Marty Ballin, he's on there too. This is a good album. I like this album. And then I found this album there, Bob Welch. This was $5. And you know Bob Welch from Fleetwood Mac, and he had a couple of albums that Stevie and Lindsay and them helped him out with, as well as Andrew Gold and all those people. But Bob Welch is this is a great album. This is called The Other One, and this came out in '79. So I'm looking forward to giving that a listen. I didn't want to leave that behind, and then I don't ever leave any Windham Hill behind. So Alex Degrassi, Turning Back. I never seen this one before. Most of the covers for Windham Hill are white, and they got some drawings on them and stuff. But I never seen too many with actually have a color on them. But this is from '78, and it's Alex Degrassi. I'm getting quite a few of his records. And we got a few more here. Like I say, I was pretty busy. Focus 3. This was a $5 record. It was in the thrift store, and I went all the way in the back. And I've been going through these little rooms that they have in these antique malls. And so when I went in the door, I looked to the left, and then down on the bottom, there was about 20 records down there. I ain't never seen them. I've been in that place like 2 or 3 times, but I had never seen those records down there. I guess I hadn't gone in and looked around and gone. When you go into an antique mall and you go into these little rooms, there may be 50 or 60 of them, maybe 100 of them in these antique malls. Make sure you take the time to walk in and look and do a 360-degree look. Because if you just peek in and just keep going, I know it helps to get out quicker or you get your visit done. If you have to be in a hurry, then you're just going to glance in and you're going to go down to the next one. You're going to glance in and you're going to keep going. You're looking for 45s, 8 tracks, LPs, cassettes, CDs, whatever you're looking for. They're not going to be right in the open. They're going to be down inside of a cabinet. They can be behind stuff. They could be mixed in with the books. So take the time to look around good. So anyway, I found this record. I don't have any of their records. I remember them from the 70s when I was in high school and stuff. But yeah, so Focus 3, it's a double album. They're both minty fresh. They're both real nice. They got lots of luster. Look like they've hardly been ever played. This is from 72. So I remember hearing some Focus. 72, I was a freshman. So I remember, I don't think it was this album I heard. But Steve Winwood, this was at the bottom. It's a promo. Talking Back to the Night. Yeah, and that is from his album Chronicles, which was a best of his solo work. So that was nice. That was $5. I was sitting on the floor, and I like Steve Winwood, and I collect all kinds of. This was another find of the day. This is the find of the day from Friday, and this is Dire Straits making movies, and this was $6, and I pretty much couldn't get it under my arm fast enough. I didn't have this album. I don't have it on CD as well. but I have it now. So for $6, yeah, all day long. This was another $6 pickup. I don't have too much of George Harrison's albums. I used to back in the day. I remember I had his self-titled album, and I had 33 1/3, and I had All Things Must Pass, and I had Living in a Material World, and I had all those. But I'm slowly getting them back as I find them for, and like McCartney's albums too, and John Lennon's. If I can find them for $5-6, I'll pick them up if they're in decent shape, and I'll put them back into my catalog. That way I have them and listen to them. And this is, I don't think I ever owned this one. I may have had it on cassette, but I don't remember having this record. And this came out in '74. So, but I didn't have Dark Horse. I remember the song, and I listened to the album the other day, but I didn't recognize hardly any of the songs. But I did recognize Dark Horse, and I liked his album. I think it was just self-titled George Harrison album. That was a really good one. I had that on vinyl. I remember that, but I don't remember this one too much. But it was good. I listened to it. I liked it. I like George. He was probably my favorite Beatle. You know, I got onto the Beatles a little bit late. I remember Sgt. Pepper. That was the first album I ever heard. That was my brother turned me on to. So he had all his records. He had the Doors. He had CCR. He had the Beatles. You know, he was 6 years older than me. So he had, you know, when I was 14, he was 20. You know, so he had all those records. That's how I got into music, by listening to his records. We had to share a bedroom. Rosa Cimarron, Poco. I've been picking up a lot of Poco's albums. I like all their stuff, and has Timothy B. Schmidt in the band and on most of them before he went to the Eagles. But Poco's a great band. Good country rock. All right, getting down to the last stack here. Found this Weather Report album there. They had $5 on this, Tail Spinning. Jocko's not on this one, though, I don't believe. Wayne Shorter's on it, and then the keyboardist in the middle there. His name's hard to pronounce. But, yeah, I didn't have this one. I have it now, and it was only $5, so I picked that one up. And then I seen Andy Gibb there, and I love the Bee Gees. You know, I love my Bee Gees. And then I didn't know this album existed. I know he had 2 other records, but I didn't know about this one. So I'm still looking for one of his albums, and where he does a duet with Olivia Newton-John. I'm not for sure if it's on this one, but I heard it the other day, and I really liked it. But you know, I love Olivia too, and his brother, and then of course all the Bee Gees. But I grew up listening to them. I remember having Cucumber Castle when I was a wee little man, and then now I got it again because I picked it up a few months ago. I need to give that a spin. I found these 2 records here without their covers, but I wasn't going to leave them because this is Janice Joplin. I got them old Cosmic Blues again. Mama. It's a 2i. It's a OG, and it's pretty clean. Pretty clean. Got a couple scuffs on it. Not too bad. And then this one here, which I already had a copy and I sold to a local record store and got some credit for it. The Cocteau Twins, Victoria Land. I had another one that had the cover and everything, but I used it for trader fod. But now I found another one there for $1 in the Goodwill, and so now I'll probably go ahead and pass this on. That's not in my wheelhouse. This is the '80s, and the '80s were kind of depressing for me, being a prog fan. So, but there was a few hot spots and light spots in the '80s, but they were few and far between. Jesse Colin Young, Light Shine. Found this one. So, yeah, Jesse Colin Young. I have a few of his records, but these were $1. This was $1. These were I got these at the Goodwill. Sister Kate, of course, that's Kate Taylor. That's James Taylor's sister. Her solo album. It's on Cotillion, and then her brother Livingston Taylor made records too, which was also James Taylor. And then I found this one here, Eddie and the Cruisers, and I played this and got a lot of response when I have it on Instagram. People said, "Oh, I remember that album." And he does the song On the Dark Side, which is from John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. And I think Bruce Springsteen did that song. Let me know if I'm off on that one. I don't know. I'm not real good with my Bruce memorabilia and history. Okay, that's all my pickups. That's quite a bit. And I enjoyed picking all them up, and I had a good time doing it. And I bring to the table all those records so I can show you guys and gals out there. So we're going to talk real quick about 5 psych albums that I have in my collection. And that was a big topic. This one here, Moby Grape, wow, 1966. And it was formed, they were formed in San Francisco. Found this in an antique mall about 6 months ago, probably back in last summer or fall. And the lady says, how much? I said, how much are the records down here? She says, $1. I went through probably about 300 records. There was a bunch of Perry Como and, Engelbert Humperdinck and all the, all the Vicky Carr and all them people are all in there. So it's like one after another, boom, 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 boom. And I finally get all the way down to the end. I got about 10 records to go, and I see this one there. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. So I pulled it out and I looked at it, and I didn't even know what band it was. This is from 1966. They formed in 66. The album here is probably, around 69, 70, somewhere around there. It looks like it anyway. So, so I said, Moby Grape. For $1, it's going home with me. So I brought it home, and then I looked it up when I got home and found out it's worth a little bit of money, but it's to me, it's worth more because it's a really nice copy. And what it was doing in there with Jim Neighbors and everything, no one will ever know. Okay, we got 4 more here. How about some Josephus? Josephus was a band from Houston, Texas, and they're credited with one of the first model of Texas hard rock. And this album came out in '69. So this is a pretty rough hard rock and record, and it's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I don't really listen to stuff this hard and rock, but it's interesting. I gave it a listen. It's a good copy, and it's on the really mainstream records, which is pretty cool. And it's got a lot of luster to it. Nice shape. I paid up for that though. How about some Tommy James Anthology? This sucker is sealed. And I looked this up, and this is going for some big money. I don't know why. Tommy James and Shondells, 1964. And they're from Ohio. He was from Ohio, then he moved to Michigan when he was older. This is pretty cool. It's a nice shape. Virgin in there. It had never been played. Sealed up. Sealed up Tommy James. And this album is the Rhino release from 1989. So this album's been sealed up for quite a while. Since the 80s anyway. And how about The Happenings? This album's called Peace of Mind. Peace of Mind, it's psych. It's sunshine pop. It's from 69. They were from New Jersey. Excuse me. And the guy's name was David Liebert. He was the guy, the head man in this band. And then he went on, after the Happenings broke up, he went on to manage other bands like Parliament Funk with George Clinton and Funkadelic and the Runaways and Alice Cooper and a whole bunch of other bands. So you look it up on Wikipedia, it'll tell you all about it. That was pretty cool that the guy was in here. He went on to manage George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic and the Runaways and a whole bunch of bands. But I was surprised. I figure I'd pass that on to all you peoples out there. Frost music, The Frost. How about some Frost music? Found this one in a bargain bin for $5. I didn't know who these people were. Excuse me. I need a little sip of something here. That's better. So anyway, it's on Vanguard, and it's called The Frost, and The Frost music by The Frost. And I listened to this, and it's like garage rock. But it says they were from Michigan in '69, and they were a psych band, and the singer and guitar, his name was Dick Wagner. But yeah, it's a good album. It's just a little bit like the Josephus album. It's a little garage rock, and I like Grand Funk and stuff like that, but it's kind of similar to that. I'd put it in that vein, And then my top 5 shows. Well, the top 5 shows are, it was Sunday Night Fine's top 5 psych albums was the number 1. So that's why I went ahead to figure I'd go ahead and show 5 more tonight. That had 460 views And I just went over 5,000 views of all my videos. That's incredible. Thank you very much for all you people out there watching my show. I really appreciate every one of you. My sub count keeps going up. So thank you again. I might have to have a contest soon to get to go to 300. My number 2 show was pushed to 200 subs, 324 views. Holy moly. Number 3, Tuesday Record Finds, Porcupine Tree 2022, where we talked about Porcupine Tree and their new album that's coming out. That had 177 views. North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show promo. That was the number 4 show where I showed all my promos. And I got to go back and watch that because I probably got some more promos I can show. And I see Mazzy is going to be doing a show. Maybe he saw mine on promos. And 166 views. Well, he gets thousands of views, but 166 views for my promo show. I haven't seen anybody else doing promo shows. I think mine was the first one I ever saw. Number 5, North Carolina Vinyl Picker pushed to 100. And that was 160 views. And that's going back a few months because I'm up to like 200 and I'm closing in on 250. So thank you out there. I hope you enjoy. If you like my show, hit the bell, subscribe to me, and that way you'll know every time my show comes out. And that usually on the weekend and sometimes during the week. That's all I got for tonight. Wow, long-winded. Went 26 minutes. It's going to take a while to download. Y'all have a great rest of your evening out there. You be safe. God bless our troops. And we'll be seeing you soon. Talk to you.